The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I wanted to do a video on the new boxing video game that's supposed to be coming out really soon. There's no release date as of yet at the time of this video, but there's a game, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure most people watching this do, but if you don't know, let me be the first to tell you, there's a new video game coming out, and it's called ESports Boxing Club. ESports Boxing Club, or ESBC for short. So with the ESBC, right, the studio that's making the game, it's a small little studio in I think it's in the UK, if I'm not mistaken. And this is set to be the first boxing video game released in 10 years plus. You'd have to go all the way back to way back in the day to Fight Night Champion to find the last boxing game that was made. And it's very great for the sport that this is happening, because it's been, since I've been on YouTube for like the last 4 or 5 years, we've been talking about when is us, the fight fans, going to have a new boxing video game to play. And there's been things that have happened with Fight Night. Eddie Hearn went to EA Sports a couple years ago and tried to get a new Fight Night game done. And basically, EA Sports told Eddie Hearn they don't have the time to make those games because they're too busy making the UFC games. So, I mean, now they got, I don't know if Eddie Hearn's part of the game, but I believe that he is, like, he has a small role to play in the video game, because the guy that's responsible of putting the characters in the video game is Todd Grisham, who works for The Zone, who works for Eddie Hearn. And I know they're like this. So I'm sure he has his fingerprints somewhere on the game, somehow, some way he's involved in the game. But I was looking at the roster, and what a roster. I mean, what a freaking roster they have. Now look, let's start here, and we'll work our way down, okay? This game already, to me, if this game has half decent gameplay, then it's already the best boxing video game of all time, because this game has the real TBE. That's right, the real TBE. Roman Cholatito Gonzalez is in the game. You got Gael Estrada in the game. Josh Taylor, Terrence Crawford. You got just all kinds of fighters in the game. The roster is pretty big. You got legends in the game like Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano. I mean, the roster is crazy. And the thing is, they're still adding people to the game. And they've actually, I'm not going to get into too much details, because I was told that I'm not allowed to get into too much detail. But, like, they've contacted me about getting certain fighters in the game. And I've given them some suggestions as to what fighters should be in the game. So hopefully hopefully some of the suggestions I had in the game could get in the game, and it could improve. But, like, I am so behind what they got going on at Esports Boxing Club, because one thing I do understand as a boxing fan is that one of the best marketing tools any sport can have is a video game. A lot of people become basketball fans because of NBA 2K. A lot of people became soccer fans or football fans because of FIFA. A lot of people become American football fans because of Madden, and vice versa. Same thing goes for, like, NHL. A lot of people become fans of NHL because of the hockey game. So video games are great because it introduces people who wouldn't normally watch boxing to boxing. They'll play these games. They might get interested in the sport. They might get interested in fighters. They'll learn about fighters, and then it might force people to tune in. If they hear a certain guy's fight, they say, "Oh, that's a guy I play with in the game," and then they become attached, which is great, because I feel like video games, whether people know it or not, video games have a way of creating fans of fighters. The same way, like when I play FIFA, I'm a big soccer fan. Big football fan. And so any of you guys who know me personally or just watch my videos, you guys know that one of my favorite teams in all of sports is Everton Football Club. Everton in the Premier League. I'm a massive Evertonian. Anybody that's watched this channel for any amount of time and talked to me knows I love Everton. But there's other teams that I do like. I like Inter Milan. They're not my team. I'm saying I like watching them. And the reason I like Inter Milan, one reason I love Inter Milan is because I enjoy playing with them so much in FIFA. And it's the same thing with boxing. People might come to love Josh Taylor because they play Esports Boxing Club. They might come to love Terrence Crawford because they play Esports Boxing Club. They might begin to love and appreciate the greatness of the real TV, Cholatito Gonzalez, because of Esports Boxing Club. So I love what they got going on. It looks like they're trying to make this game as realistic as possible to resemble the sweet science of boxing, because a lot of times when you had fight night, the animations and the movements were kind of clunky. You know, the fighters' skills weren't unique to the fighters. It was kind of just like everybody moved the same, and depending on the attributes of a fighter, they could do certain moves better than the others. But like from what I've seen with Esports Boxing Club, they're very detail oriented about, you know, fighter stamina, you know, the style of the fighter, you know, how you fight in the fight. You have to pace yourself. You can't just throw 15 punches a minute every 30 seconds and then step back and run around the ring and wait for your stamina bar to fill back up and then keep doing it again. No. You got to actually pace yourself and fight in a way that's realistic to the sport of boxing, and that's what I like. They have a great roster of fighters, and you can go check that out online. It's, you know, it's not hard to find the information. I just named some of the fighters that I'm excited to see in the game, but you know, they're making this a great representation of boxing. So, you know, I'm behind it. You know, if anybody from Esports Boxing Club, Todd Grisham, Eddie Hearn, anybody, if you see this video, man, you know, I'm here. I know a good amount of fighters. So if you guys need any help, any suggestions, I'm always open to anything. You know, shout out to my main man, Iceman Commenth, who watches the channel. He's the guy that got in contact with me. So you know, I'm happy to just be a part of the game. Shout out to my man Fuad, who is doing content on their channel, which is big time stuff. So shout out to my man Fuad out there in the UK. You know, he's done some great work for Behind the Gloves. And this game is just going to be great for the boxing fan, you know, and I'm looking very forward to it. And I'll definitely be making some more videos as the game progresses. But like this video here is my initial thoughts. I'll do a video later on doing a detailed breakdown on the current roster. But as there's more developments, I'll make more videos about Esports Boxing Club. But right now, this is just my initial thoughts on the game. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.